welcome to the channel. Whether you're a returning viewer or a newcomer, it's great to have you here. Today's reading, we're going to focus on the art of manifesting, and we're going to look at how we can attract our deepest desires to us, understanding the obstacles that are in our way and harnessing the right energies to bring our manifestations to us as quickly as possible. So as usual, we have our three piles. We have three oracle cards here, each carrying their own unique vibration and message. Card number 1, we have the journey. Card number 2, we have no rain today. And card number 3, we have tiny triumphs. So take a moment to tap into your intuition, allowing it to guide you into choosing the group that resonates most deeply with you. And then in the description box below, you'll find a timestamp which will take you directly to your chosen reading. Love and light. Hey group number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the oracle card, the journey, which we're just going to pop to one side for now, whilst we pull your tarot cards and see what messages are coming through for you. Hey group number 1, so let's look at the messages that have come through for you. First, I wanted to take a look at the oracle card that you chose, which is the journey. And what I'm seeing with this card is the initial message to kind of kick off your reading is that the spirit is telling me that you need to relinquish control to an extent, that this manifestation, what you're trying to draw towards you, the wheels are in motion, that I see that you're almost in the middle of the journey. So maybe you've been manifesting something for some time, but I can see that you are sort of right in the center, the eye of the storm, and trying to control the situation at this point will only cause you stress, will kind of slow things down and hinder things. And like there's this energy surrounding you about needing to trust. So trust that this journey is going to carry you through to where you want to be. Having that energy more of going with the flow, and you can guide things gently, but don't any force or any controlling energies are just gonna, or heavy kind of strategizing, kind of trying to manipulate the situation anyway, is just gonna slow things down. Like this is happening, it's on its way, and you just, the more you can give into that, the smoother the process is going to be. Because we move to your first card here, which we have the Ace of Cups, and this is in the position of what energy do you need to be giving out, in a way, what approach do you need to help you manifest this desire, what energy should you be putting out to manifest what you want. And the Ace of Cups is that very, again echoing the journey card, is a very gentle energy. It can be a period of emotional healing, but what I'm seeing with this full cup is that, you know, you can't, you must fill your cup first. So you can't, I'm hearing that message, you can't give from an empty cup. And I feel like that this is really relevant at the moment. So maybe you're sort of been pushing things a bit too hard, potentially burning yourself out. And there's a much softer energy that's required here. There is a flower, a lotus flower that's blooming in this cup. The lotus flower is a symbol of stillness, of peace, of meditation, so that kind of calmness. There is a lot of magic around you at the moment, which I can see. You might be seeing angel feathers quite a lot, which is an indication that you're on the right path. So if you do see them, that's what that message contains, that spirit reaching out to you. We've also got the symbol of the butterfly here, which is about transformation. So you are going through, I feel like, an emotional transformation in this manifesting process. But again, I feel like Spirit is really kind of insisting on that it's a soft, gentle, emotional approach. So also be gentle with yourself. So if you're feeling sad, if you can cry, if you can sit with yourself and let you feel those emotions, this is all going to help you bring you into alignment for your manifestation, what you want. Also with it being cups, so this can be around romance and love connection quite often. So for many of you who have chose this reading, this could be like a love reading, in the sense of that's what you're trying to manifest, is a relationship, or there's a connection with someone that I feel like that looking at these cards that have come through, that could be relevant for a lot of you. But if not, it's that, you know, it still applies in the sense that I feel like it's like an emotional journey of sorts, and a new beginning, with it being the Ace of Cups as well. This represents the start of a new emotional journey, a new relationship even, so a new connection. I am seeing that for a lot of you. Or if it's an existing connection that you're in, or, you know, an ex, then it's kind of like this new start that you might want as well. I'm seeing that you want to do things a different way this time, a new way. There's something about like of having a fresh start and having a new beginning with someone. Because next up we have the King of Cups, so cups again. And this is what you're currently, the energy where you're at now, and what you're sort of giving out to the universe in a way. And this is actually a positive card that we can see here. I feel like that you are working hard to be emotionally strong and to kind of do and say the right things. The King of Cups has a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy. I feel like that you are trying to be like the grown-up in this situation as well, and be adult about your emotions. The King of Cups is the epitome of sort of someone who is in control of their emotions, so they can reflect and they're very self-aware. So I feel like what you're doing at the moment is that you're actually doing the right thing, because this links up to the Ace of Cups nicely. I don't see that you need to really make much changes to what energy that you are putting out, and this feels like the best thing that you can do at the moment to keep doing what you're doing to manifest what you want. And that this is, like I said, this is a positive placement. Now this is Three of Swords. The next we have in the position of what is blocking you, and the Three of Swords is the card of heartache. So again, I'm seeing that someone, could be a relationship reading, and that someone has hurt you, someone has a situation, connection has been very painful. So it could be a breakup, or it could be that you've made a mistake and this kind of brought the relationship to break down in some ways, or vice versa, that someone has hurt you and caused you a lot of pain. So this really is the card, the epitome of the grief and the disappointment, the heartbreak and the sorrow. But from this card, there's a lot of growth, and this heartache that you have is what is causing the block. So if it is a relationship and that you're wanting to still be with this person who's caused that pain, I feel like you need to ask yourself the question, be really honest with yourself if you can heal from what they've done. And if the answer is yes, then you need to start looking at releasing this pain as much as you can and letting go, in a sense, if that's possible. So the Three of Swords also encourages to move forward, so finding a way of letting go of this pain despite what's happened. So if this means you might come to the conclusion that it feels like, no, it's too painful, that I can't move on from this, and maybe what I need is a new start, a fresh start with someone new entirely, and to attract a new love connection. But if you feel very strongly that it still needs to be with this, with the person that you're already in connection with, then either way, really, it's something about needing to release that pain and that suffering and the past. Because for as long as that's as strongly as it is in your present and in your heart, that's really throwing you out of alignment. And being able to understand that, so you might have one foot in this relationship and one foot out, or one foot in wanting this relationship to work and one foot feeling like, I can't get over what's happened, I can't get over this heartache of what's been done. So it's somehow finding this, bridging that gap and being able to find, to be centered and in alignment with, that's how that you're going to be able to manifest this towards you. And there needs to be some healing involved in that, and if that's possible. So either way, like if it's a new person, or if it's like I say, that person who you're in an existing connection with, either way there's something about having to center yourself into, to really be able to move forward and be able to create a clear channel for the manifestation to come through. At the moment, I feel like maybe your heart is still broken, and that split is obviously throwing you out of alignment. So what steps, it can be very small steps, but what forward step would help you merge into a more whole place, a more centered place? So is that deciding, well, despite what's happened, I still want to move forward with that and fully committing to that. So stop doubting yourself, stop second guessing if this is what you should do or shouldn't do. Shoulds are never a great thing to get into. What do you actually feel like you want to do? And then just move forward with that. Or if you do feel like that, you may find that you feel like, no, actually, I can't get over this and I can't return to this connection, and then fully commit to moving forward, either to being on your own or to being with a new connection maybe. So the next card we have, the Wheel of Fortune, which is fantastic to see in any reading, but in a manifestation reading as well, and it's in the placement. So how can you feel more reassured that you are going to manifest your desire? And the Wheel of Fortune is all about having a change of luck, so things finally starting to go in your favour. So if you feel like things have been really stagnant, if things have not been going your way, things have felt like, you know, being hit again and again by things that just doesn't seem to be going your way or working for you, the Wheel of Fortune card is that comforting feeling that, you know, everything changes and that the dial will move in your favour if you can just keep pushing forward with these energies and moving yourself into alignment. It's about being adaptable, it's about being flexible with the situation and with your energy as well. But it's just such a huge sign of that turning point that you're waiting for, that stroke of luck will happen, will come forward. We've got the owl, which is depicted in this card, which is about having that wisdom and that trust, that intuition that things will change, and that I just see things turning in your favour. With the spider, it's always about to me is like a symbol of working hard, of building your web in a way as well. So behind the scenes, kind of working on yourself, the things that we've spoken about up to this point, that's all obviously contributing to the wheel turning in your favour. But that's a really hugely reassuring card to say, and I do see things changing for you, and like I say, going in your direction. And then finally, this is what to expect sort of in the near future and the outcome. We've got the wonderful Six of Wands, which is really positive to see, because this is about victory and success, and this really is just a very clear message about you getting that victory, receiving your manifestation and what you want, and actually in the position of the near future. So I feel like you won't be waiting long, and I feel like it's going to be a real confidence booster for you as well, like in your manifestation journey as well. Like to actually achieve getting this manifestation is going to be a huge step. So not only getting that desire that you want, but kind of like understanding the process more. And obviously in manifestation, the more wins that we actually have of manifesting what we desire, the more building blocks and confidence that brings us to be able to manifest again and again, more and more easily what we want. So it's just an acknowledgement of the efforts and of your achievements and kind of what you've put into this, and the emotional work actually that I've seen that you are already doing, and to kind of keep doing more of that, to not try to control the situation. And really at the very centre of your reading, and the most important message that I feel like has come through, is about healing this heartache and this wound, and kind of being able to move forward confidently in one direction or the other. As at the moment, I feel like your energies are split a bit at the moment, but I do see that you're being sort of you might already have awareness of this, so you're kind of doing the steps that you need to take, and doing the work, the emotional work, healing and growth that needs to happen. And then ultimately, this is, if you keep doing that and pushing through, then the wheel will turn and the manifestation will appear. So overall, a very positive reading, group number 1. If this did resonate with you, please give me a thumbs up. It's also always great to get any feedback from you if you want to leave that in the comments section below, and subscribe for all future readings. Love and light. Hi group number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the oracle card No Rain Today, which I'm just going to pop to one side for now whilst we pull your tarot cards and see what messages are coming through. So group number 2, I first want to look at the oracle card that you chose, which is the No Rain Today. And this card really reminds me very much actually of the tarot card, the Star. So I feel like it's a card of hope, that if you have been through like a difficult and challenging time, that you still have this inner light and trust that you know that better days are coming, and that you're sort of grateful as well for those moments when you do have peace. I feel like there's a very strong connection between you and another person as well happening here, and that there's a lot of love shared between you, and there's a lot of gratitude on your part, I think, already about those moments that you have together, or have had in the past. If this is like a potentially like a love relationship, or just someone who's very significant to you that maybe you could be in no contact at the moment, that could just be applicable to a certain group of you. But I am seeing in this oracle, like I say, someone around. This could be someone who isn't already here yet as well, maybe if you want a relationship, for example, but you kind of already know that feeling inside that you want to have in this union. And yeah, just a really sort of soft, magical card of hope, and I feel like that's one of your strongest characteristics actually, is your positive outlook and sort of deep understanding of that things can change, and being grateful for like the things that you do have as well. The first card, tarot card that we have come through for you, and this is in the position, so what energy should you be putting out to manifest what you want? We have the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is, to me, it's always about doing things the traditional way, sort of like by the book, following the rules to a certain extent as well. And I feel like that you're having to restrain your energies in some ways, like kind of hold back at the moment, and maybe this feels a bit counterintuitive to maybe what you want to do. Maybe there's a feeling that you want to kind of rush in more and express how you feel maybe about someone, rush towards a situation, rush towards a person. Maybe that you're feeling quite impatient, maybe you're feeling a lot, like there's a lot of big emotions around, or maybe there's an intensity somewhere on your side, and I'm feeling like that you're having to hold back. And this spirit is really kind of backing that approach and saying that at the moment that is the right thing to do, to take it step by step, follow the rules, do the right thing. So the ABC kind of pathway feels like to get to what you want, that's going to serve you the best. And holding back at the moment, checking your energy, aligning yourself, centering yourself, grounding yourself. So whatever that is, sort of keeping to routines of self-care routines, or going to the gym, meditating, whatever it is, to sort of kind of do those things that keep you grounded. So keep doing that. And the Three of Wands, this is in the position, so actually what energy are you putting out at the moment? And we have the Three of Wands, which is actually a really positive and magical card to see. So I feel like that you're not making any mistakes or doing anything wrong at the moment. There's not really any corrections that I feel like Spirit is making, but I can feel like that you really want to expand your horizons, which is wonderful to see. You kind of want more out of your life as well, and whatever you're trying to manifest, this is a way to do that, to open up your life in a way, and you want more. At the moment maybe you're feeling quite, again, sort of like that restricted feeling, even though that seems to be the right way at the moment. Again, sort of kind of counterintuitive maybe for what you feel like. You just want to break out, you want to be free, you want to maybe connect with new people and sort of go new places, and maybe you want a companion with, in this, maybe you want to do all those things with this person, whoever this person in this oracle card that has appeared, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest that's specific to you who's watching this. It's all about breaking out and wanting bigger and better things, which is always a great thing to see, a great aspiration to have. So there's nothing that's a really positive energy that you are giving out, but maybe at the minute it's just having to be, like I say, you're having to be a bit more reserved than what you want to be. We've got the Justice card, so this is in the placement. So what can you do to remove what's blocking you in bringing your manifestation to you? How can you kind of speed things up? And the Justice card, so there could be something or someone with a connection somewhere along this road that you've taken where someone has wronged someone. So it might be that you feel like that you've done that to someone else, that you made a mistake, or vice versa, someone has wronged you. But I can see you kind of in, for example, if it is, I'm going to go with the strongest feeling, which I feel like that you feel wronged. and you are waiting and wanting, quite rightly, quite fairly, for some justice to be done, for this wrong to be righted. But what I'm also seeing is that there's an element of resentment that has built up potentially, and some negative emotions, and that you kind of making this stance, this strong position, and holding out maybe for an apology, holding out for whatever justice looks like to you in this situation, but for this wrong to be righted. I feel like you could be waiting, you know, forever in some ways for this apology or for this justice to take place. And we can see this bat here in the card, in this image, is actually in a position of they are surrendering, their wings are outstretched. And this is energies, what I'm seeing coming from this card is needing to surrender to a situation that's kind of what happened, that's how it has to be, that's how it was, that's how it went, you know, and that maybe that whatever, you may never get that apology. Or at least holding on to it and kind of being stagnant in your energy and waiting is not going to serve you, and it's just going to get you more and more entrenched in feeling stuck. And actually what's going to help you move forward is to surrender, let's say in this card, and to instead you need to set some clear intentions. So if that's the situation, for example, looking at that possible outcome that you may never receive that apology that you want, or that justice that you so long for and hope for, what does that mean if you don't receive that? What would you change emotionally, internally? How would that shift things for you? And I feel like what that will do is really free up your energy, and then it's going to create that space for this manifestation to come through. Ironically, even if the manifestation, what you want, is this justice, but letting go of being stuck in wanting and needing and being very stubborn about having that, by letting go and surrendering it, that's probably the best chance of you being able to get it. But you need to be sort of brutally honest with yourself and truly release those negative emotions that I feel like of this situation of what someone's done to you has taken hold, or somehow has taken root in you, and is really taking up too much space in your psyche, in your heart, and is taking up too much energy. And releasing this and seeking balance. So we see the scales here. We've got the sword of truth. So this is about being kind of the brutal truth in a way with the swords. It's always about cutting away any fluff, any nonsense, and just really going to the heart of the matter. So doing that with yourself, I feel like being honest with yourself, even being honest with this person if you need to have a conversation with them, a kind of a final conversation, and speak out maybe about how you're feeling. But it's about regaining balance inside yourself. At the moment, I'm seeing, because of this injustice that's happened to you, that you're out of whack, that you're not in balance, and it's really important for you to manifest, to be able to be in alignment, to manifest what you want. Emotional balance is needed here. Because then, if you can get to that place, we move on to the Ten of Cups, which is in the placement of how can you sort of feel more assured that you are going to get the manifestation that you want. With the Ten of Cups, this is, we love the Ten of Cups. This is about having it all, having what you want. So I feel like this is you on the other side of this, and that the Ten of Cups, it's the card of fulfillment. Like I say, it's about having it all. So whatever that means to you, if it's career, relationship, finances, love, family, connections, or whatever your version of having it all looks like. This is such a full, vibrant, energetic card, which just tells me that, you know, it's so positive to see in this placement that if you can do these steps, take these steps, then this is the kind of the green light really from the tarot to say that you will get what you want. You will get that manifestation that you desire, and it's totally possible and totally feasible to, you know, to have it, to have your all, to have this expansion. Like you say, you want bigger, you want better, and the Ten of Cups is all about that bigger, better, you know, having that life that you long for. We've got a cup with a star here, which again is that kind of what we started off with that hopeful, positive energy that I'm really seeing in you, that you know, by that's lean into that quality that you have, lean into that star energy of knowing, of never giving up and kind of always having big dreams. That's such a wonderful quality to have. And in the near future we've got the Hanged Man, which tells me about this that you will actually shift into having a new perspective from where you are now. So this thing that I feel like is blocking you, is slowing you down, I feel like by doing that inner work, and by, if you can make that transition, I feel like even though it might feel uncomfortable, so the Hanged Man is literally upside down, and that is not like the most comfortable position obviously to be in. So sort of through this like tension that I'm seeing, that you've been what you don't like about the situation, you don't want it to be this way, you wish it could be a different way, but finding that acceptance, finding that new perspective, I feel that you successfully doing that, and then this is what's going to release you, this is what's going to shift the energy and open you up to that manifestation to come forward to you quickly. So if you can like I say, this is the near future energies, the outcome. I do see you successfully being able to shift in and switch up your perspective, and kind of almost like against like that kind of, I wish I didn't have to do this, but I am going to do it anyway because I know that that's the right thing to do, I know that's the best thing to do, I know it's kind of like the only way that I'm going to be able to get to the other side of this block that I'm in. And so you do successfully manage to make that shift and find that new perspective, which, like I say, then will usher in and create that space for that manifestation to come through and for you to get what you want, with that connection with that person, or whatever this energy is, this thing that is something that I can see is very close to your heart and is a very pure hope and pure wish. Card number 2, I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. It's also always great to get any feedback from you. If you want to leave that down below in the comments, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best with your manifestation journey. Love and light. Hi, group number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Oracle card Tiny Triumphs, which is a really gorgeous card. I'm going to pop that to one side whilst we pull your tarot cards and see what messages come through. Okay, so let's start off with the Oracle card. It kind of gives us an overview and kickstarts your reading, and you chose Tiny Triumphs, which tells me that you have achieved a lot already up to this point and made sort of significant milestones into making your manifestation a reality. So if you feel that or not, it is true, and I feel like that there's already, straight away from looking at your cards, I'm kind of getting this sense of self-doubt that is coming from you, and maybe even how it's described as tiny triumphs, that somehow is like, I feel like is your energy like minimizing actual triumphs and real achievements, and not to do that, to kind of stop doing that to yourself, putting yourself down in a way and minimizing and kind of going, oh, that doesn't mean anything, that didn't, you know, so what next? It's not what, it's kind of setting the bar so high that you, until you achieve this huge milestone, the path there is kind of going to be really difficult and quite painful, really. I know, you know, how easy that can be to do that as well, to dismiss our achievements and small steps that don't feel good enough, and sort of issues of like self-worth come up and not feeling good enough. But this card, I feel like, really has come to remind you to say that, you know, if you can, please do celebrate those little steps are really what gets us to those big achievements. There's never just one big sort of event or big step. There's always, even if you don't see them, you know, with other people, there's many little steps and lots of history behind what's gone on and what's got them to where they wanted to be. And I feel like that's what's happening with you, and Spirit is reminding you that that is what's going on. So all these little steps are actually what is going to get you to the manifestation that you desire, the kind of the big thing in your mind, the big dream. And then your first tarot card that we've got, and this is in the placement, so what energy should you be putting out to manifest what you want kind of as quickly as possible? And we've got the Page of Wands, which straight off the bat is like a very confident energy. It's ruled by the element fire, with it being wands, so this is sort of quite a fierce energy. It's very determined, but what I'm really seeing and feeling is like the confidence, and that's what you really need to have and need to lean into. So whatever you can do that kind of helps you grow in that confidence, so if it's doing positive affirmations, meditating, or connecting with people even who support you and kind of big you up, whatever that means. And if you hear that voice in a way, that negative voice inside yourself that comes in to doubt you and chip away at your confidence, you're going to have to just tune that out in whatever way you can, do whatever you need to do to silence that voice. And that's gonna, in order to manifest what you need, kind of that has to happen, to work on your self-doubt, which I know is easier said than done, but this is the message. The Page of Wands is kind of has just total confidence, almost like a fool's confidence. I always see sometimes can be, you know, the flip side, which is not something that you need to worry about, but it's about being cocky, and it's about kind of going, well, yeah, this is going to work, whatever, I know I can do that, no problem. And in a way, it's that like fake it till you make it energy, which you need to take on. Yeah, no problem, just kind of kid yourself, tell yourself that this is going to happen, it's not a big deal, I can handle it, no worries. Then actually we've got the Fool card, so it's kind of more energy, and this is in the placement, so what energy that you're currently giving out, which to me is actually this is very positive, because I see that you are taking the risks and you are taking the right steps to move forward in your manifestation. Like we see here again, tiny triumphs with that, with the steps, with the journey. You are taking those really sort of risky steps, in a way, putting yourself out there, even if you don't feel confident at all, you're kind of still doing it. So that's wonderful to see, and like I feel like Spirit is just saying that, to encouraging you to do that, and that taking risks is where it's at. So putting yourself out there in that way, that even if it kind of terrifies you, you know, and makes you feel anxious, makes you feel fearful, just keep putting yourself out there, keep pushing yourself, having to be quite tough with yourself in some ways, about, you know, being scared but still doing it anyway. And that is such a brave brave thing to do, and what a lot of people do shy away from and sometimes just don't manage to do. You know, a whole lifetime, sometimes people don't manage to push themselves in that way, that actually see that you are doing. So that's something really admirable, really encouraging, and that you're on the right path by doing that. You are actually, even this is a bit more, I feel like a bit more scared with the Fool, you are bringing that Page of Wands energy already, and doing that right thing by taking the risk. Now, what can you do? The third card we have is the Star. So what can you do to remove blocks that you've got? So the Star card to me is about, again, that the Star card is the card of hope. So is the most hopeful, is the most almost like dreamlike, I think, card in the deck, in the imagining the impossible. It's almost like not being rational about it necessarily. Like, you know, often they'll talk about in manifestation that there's like an element of delusion that needs to come in, obviously not too extreme, but there's something about, you know, going for that big thing, and that, like I say, fake it till you make it, by just having that dream and shutting out those self-doubts. That is your block that has already come through very clearly. And having that, you need to protect the dream, protect the hope from your self-doubt, from your negative thoughts, and this is what slows you down, what blocks you. And I can actually completely relate to that in when manifestation, that you get that voice that creeps in that says, but can that happen really? Can you go from there to there? Can you just kind of want, you know, could that even be possible? That's what I'm hearing, really. You know, that cynical, that negative voice. And really the Star is such a pure energy. It's about, you know, if you're spiritual, connect to that. So pray, meditate, keep that element in this manifestation, that kind of otherworldly, spiritual, hopeful energy. Tap into that as much as you can and shut out the negative voices and the self-doubt. That's what's blocking you. Because then we move on to the fourth card, which we have the strong card, the Emperor, of how can you feel more reassured. And the Emperor is, you know, it's a boss card. It's the boss, it's the leader. The Emperor is someone actually who doesn't have self-doubt. They're, again, a super confident, but also they're like very in control. So I feel like, are there steps that you can take that make you feel more in control of the situation? Obviously only you know kind of if that resonates with you, but I feel like there's some kind of specific things that in a way, like, I know this sounds kind of random, but either setting yourself some kind of schedule or routine about kind of exactly what steps that you can take to do this. So even if it would be saying your affirmations, but having them at a certain time each day, or praying, manifesting, etc., in putting it in a diary almost, and saying that at this time I'm going to dedicate some time, carve that out for that, so then it's like you know that it's done. So every day, say, you know, half an hour, if you do meditations and affirmations at a certain time, and then it becomes a routine and it becomes a habit. And it's almost like being a boss to yourself, to that self-doubt part, that negative voice. And what that would allow you to do, if you made sure you were doing it every day at the same time, for example, that would ease your anxiety, and then you kind of could let go of it more and release yourself from that self-doubt and just say, well, I've done my affirmations, I've done my manifestation prayers and meditating, so I know that that's done, check. on to the next thing, kind of can get on the rest of your life for that time, knowing that you've done that. So it's a bit like cleaning house in a way, that it's kind of that, just putting that half an hour as time to, you know, say tidy your bedroom or whatever, which then ensures that you can sort of just forget about that worry if it's been playing on your mind to do that. And I feel like you could do that with this particular manifestation. Or if there's a practical step, so say if it was getting a job, that's what you want to manifest, then it could be, you know, I'm going to put some time, I'm going to apply for this amount of jobs every week, and then I know that I've done that, so I've put that message out there. Or I'm going to tweak my CV, and that's done now, so I've kind of done those practical steps. Again, those little steps, these tiny triumphs. Or if it was relationship, if it's signing up for a dating app, and then checking in with it however many, you know, days a week or something, and creating some kind of routine and habit that then allows you to let go of, switch off the anxiety, switch off those self-doubts, because you've gone, well, I've done those steps, I've done that work, so now I can kind of let go of that. I've done my part, and now it's up to the universe. The rest is up to the universe to surrender. And then in the final card, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is the near future and the outcome. And this is always about reaping the benefits of the hard work. Again, so I'm seeing that it will pay off. So these steps as well, putting in that work, the risks that you've been taking with the Fool card, you know, those putting yourself out there, all these steps that you have been doing. The Eight of Pentacles is always about, it's about exactly what I'm seeing in the rest of the cards, that you've been putting in the work, that you've been putting in the effort and the graft, and that day by day, everything water on stone, putting your energy into working towards that manifestation, and really being very focused about it, being very disciplined. And then with the Eight of Pentacles, I see that it's paying off. We have an insect here, like a bee or a wasp, but it's like, this is a honeycomb here as well, so the sweetness of the honey, getting that reward from the hard work. And to keep, that's how you're going to make that progress, that's how you're going to get the manifestation, is exactly through these day by day steps. So not one big huge dramatic event or declaration of something that you have to do that is so big and so scary, but instead it's these day by day challenges, putting yourself out there, taking those risks, and that will bring your manifestation towards you the quickest way. And to keep this, preserve this hope, preserve this magical element that is here with you and that you have within you as well, which transcends really the 3D and what's happening just in front of you. And you know that there is a higher connection. I believe that you maybe are connected to a higher energy, if you want to call it God or whatever your connection is. I feel like that you have that connection. It could even just be a connection to your higher self, but you are tapped into that in some way, and that's also one of your biggest strengths of being able to manifest what you want. So draw on that, tap into that powerful energy as well, and that purity that you have within you, which I see that it's a really beautiful, gentle spirit, and that you're very hardworking as well, and really prepared to put yourself through your fears and take risks that will bring to you exactly what you want. So group number 3, I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. It's always great to get any feedback as well from you if you want to leave that in the comments down below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best on this journey and your manifestation. Love and light.